Buckle up, dear viewer, because today we're diving into 3 brilliant pieces of legislation that scream we care while carrying the stench of centralisation, which I agree with because we know who to blame, surveillance and bureaucratic buffoonery. We are looking at public bills or public ills, a constitutional roast of remote hearings and recovery bills. Part 1. Public Authorities Fraud, Error and Recovery Bill, the debt collector's wet dream. Welcome to the gleaming new age of fraud, error and recovery, or as it is known in back offices of the Treasury, take first, explain later. The pitch is noble enough, claw back money lost to fraud or error, but let's translate that to you, the pleb, with a typo on your benefit claim are now public enemy number 1. With the stroke of a civil servant's keyboard, your pay packet gets raided, your universal credit shrinks, or your account says insufficient funds before you can say due process of law. And where's the day in court? That is yours by right. Oh, it's there in theory, but after they've helped themselves, you can appeal eventually. Maybe if you can navigate the Kafka's call centre, fill in a form longer than War and Peace and find a lawyer who doesn't cost more than your overdraft. It's not about catching billion-pound fraudsters who tend to sit in Parliament. They're safe behind loopholes and lobbyists. No, this is a bill about squeezing the easy targets, the low-hanging fruit, carers, single parents, people who've missed a letter or ticked the wrong box. It's civil forfeiture dressed up as fiscal virtue. So when those honourable lords and ladies stand up to say this is about protecting public money, your money by the way, hear the translation. We can't stop offshore tax havens, but we can certainly mug you at source. Congratulations, you're not a citizen with rights anymore. You're an income stream and your dignity is on direct debit. And so, dear viewer, we come to part 2, Court's Remote Hearing Bill, Justice on Mute. So roll up, welcome to the future of British justice, remote hearings, because what better way to hold the powerful to account than to shove defendants and debtors behind a blurry webcam with dodgy Wi-Fi, if 5G will ever work. Don't be fooled by the shiny brochure of efficiency and convenience. This is cost-cutting dressed up as progress. Remember when justice was seen to be done? Now it's streamed to be ignored. If you've ever sat in a magistrate's court for council tax summons, you'll know it's already a sausage factory of intimidation. Rows of bewildered people shuffled through like cattle threatened with liability orders, rubber-stamped faster than the usher can say next. Now picture that same farce in your living room while your cat knocks over the laptop and your broadband freezes mid-plea. And of course, let's remember 5G isn't so great. And let's not forget, the real beauty is there's no audience, no press, no neighbour peeking in the gallery. Just you, your phone and a cold council lawyer ready to squeeze every penny like the last drops of blood out of stone. All while ministers pretend to protect access to justice. It doesn't. It hides injustice. It deletes the messy human spectacle that might embarrass the council or reveal the truth. Most people can't pay. They're not criminals. They're skint. But that ruins the spreadsheet, doesn't it? So they'll mute you, push a button, issue a liability order, and thank you for your attendance. Justice cheaper, quieter, and conveniently out of sight. And this brings us nicely to part 3, the council tax consultation, polishing the chains. Finally, let's talk about the jewel in the crown, modernising council tax administration. Oh, how noble, how progressive, how absolutely pointless. This is the state's version of a facelift for a corpse. The banding system is still medieval, the collection system is still medieval, but we're going to streamline communication with fancy emails, new digital forms, enforcement agents with tablet computers instead of clipboards. Oh, how modern! And meanwhile, Regulation 35.3 still whispers its inconvenient truth that so-called liability orders aren't a real court order at all. They're a polite nod from a clerk, rubber-stamped by the dozens with no judge in sight, legally enforceable, debatable, constitutionally sound, questionable. But here's the kicker. Go back to section 79.2 of the Local Government Finance Act. Read it slowly. All duties and liabilities of the inhabitants shall become the liabilities of the council. So, who really owns the debt? You or the local authority that pretends you do? And yet, every year, they roll out the same panto. Liability orders appear by magic, vanish when challenged, reappear when you're distracted by your electric bill, and the council roars about community responsibility, yet the statute says the debt is theirs. So here's your financial fiscal flogging with a sardonic smile. You've been paying their bill, their incompetence, their bloated admin, all for the privilege of being threatened in your kitchen by a bully boy bailiff with a body camera. This isn't modernisation, it's monetized medievalism, and we keep falling for it. So darlings, if you want to check out those 2 bills and a consultation, check the information in the description box, and you never know, you might want to pop a message along to those lords and to those who are holding a public consultation into council tax enforcement. A simple "we do not consent" might be sufficient. Pay up or don't, either way the joke is on us. So darlings, to sum all of this up, council tax enforcement is a predatory farce. Homes are taxed into foreclosure while councils pose as judge, jury and bailiff, breaching due process of law, ignoring Regulation 35.3 and mass issuing phantom, magical liability orders with no proof. See later. Section 13A is a ghost policy. Councils hoard hardship powers to keep coffers full. Bailiffs and court threats weaponize fear, not justice. Where's the trial by jury? Where's the judicial oversight? Oh, and £600 million in recovery grants vanish, yet the poorest are flogged for crumbs. It's systemic extortion under the Crown's name, and the debt under Section 79.2, a Local Government Act 1888, is actually the council's. This is not lawful governance, it's fraudulent misrepresentation and property theft. Enforced council tax on basic shelter, or own the scandal when homelessness. So next time you open the brown envelope and see the numbers go up, just smile. Remember your rights and then promptly realise they don't apply to your postcode. Think it's lawful? Think again, then double check, then ask for the signed liability order. Join the movement, ask the questions, challenge the fiction. Subscribe for more brutally honest breakdowns of British bureaucratic nonsense. Till the next time, take care, keep well, stay strong. Toodle pip for now.